Hello my darlings, I hope you're all doing very well. I just want to say at the top of this video, this is a very heavy video. I'm going to do a trigger warning right here, right now, and that is trigger warning for sexual assault, mentions of rape, and just awfulness like that. So if this type of thing is triggering to you or it's not something you want to listen to, I fully understand. No worries whatsoever. I'll catch you in my next video that might be a little bit more lighthearted. Okay, I was researching the person I'm going to speak about in today's video for hours yesterday, and even I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's a lot. So in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most notoriously known predators within the tattoo industry, like one of. He was one of the first tattoo artists that was outed during like the Me Too movement. He even said himself in a video that he uploaded that he was like one of the first tattoo artists to be Me Too'd. This tattoo artist's name is Alex Boyko, and he works in Detroit. He has his own tattoo studio. He has worked in several different tattoo studios and he's done several different guest spots, but since, you know, being Me Too'd, I guess it's not something that he does frequently. I think he just stays in his own tattoo studio as of now. Now, Alex was charged with 3 counts of 4th degree criminal assault after many women come forward. It was like 200 women. I can't like 100% fact check this because this all did happen a few years ago. A lot of stuff has been deleted. I will get into that, you know, later on in this video. And he was accused from doing things like sending inappropriate messages to his clients and other women, all the way to sexual assault and rape. Like, it was a broad spectrum of just awfulness, you know, stuff that a tattoo artist shouldn't be doing, or anybody. His criminal charges went to trial and he was found not guilty. So in the eyes of the law, and a lot of people will always agree with the law, like if the law says that a person is innocent, then heck, they're innocent. There's this article from Fox News that says Alex Boyko trial, Metro Detroit tattoo artist found not guilty in sexual misconduct case. A jury found Alex Boyko, a well-known Metro Detroit tattoo artist, not guilty of sexual misconduct on Friday. Boyko was facing 3 counts of 4th degree criminal sexual conduct stemming from alleged inappropriate contact with clients during tattoo appointments. But even though he was found not guilty, it doesn't mean I still can't talk about this case. Right? There's no law against that. I can still discuss something that has happened within the tattoo industry. This was a massive situation within the tattoo industry. I had my eye on it because, again, this was all happening around about 2018 or 2017 when awareness for this tattoo artist started happening. And of course, I've been doing tattoo related content for many years now, but I wasn't very heavy on talking about topics like this. Like, I mentioned it in passing here and there, but I'd never do videos like this that I have been doing recently, at least anyway. And yeah, this whole situation was huge, to the point where there was people that aren't really into the tattoo industry were talking about it. When I was doing research for this video, I come across a post from a Vanderpump Rules cast member, which is one of my favorite reality TV shows, and I put in Alex Boyko's name into Instagram, and this post come up from Kristen Doty, who again is a cast member of Vanderpump Rules, and she posted up this photo that says, at a time like this, silence is an extremely loud statement, which I fully agree with. And she said, if Alex Boyko has ever assaulted, raped, hurt you, or anyone you know, please speak out. Go to the police. Don't be afraid to press charges. You are not alone. It makes me physically ill to know that this sexual predator is getting away with hurting young women, girls, and illegally tattooing from his home in Michigan. That is something that I didn't research into too much because I feel like, trust me, this video is going to be massive. So there's some things that I have left out, like illegal tattooing. Obviously, I don't agree with that, but he now owns his own studio, so whatever, right? Kristen carries on saying, no means no. By speaking out, you ensure that he can never hurt anyone else ever again. But yeah, I come across that post and was like, what? It was just a crossover I was not expecting to come across, you know? Because I'm pretty sure Kristen only has a couple of tattoos herself. As some of you may know, I like to expose this type of behaviour in the tattoo industry because it is something that is super prevalent and something that tattoo artists have been getting away with for far too long. There are some people out there that just let it happen. We like to call this the boys club. The boys club protect each other and never hold each other accountable, and I honestly fear that my life goal now is to do everything I can to help not make this a thing anymore. And I am just one woman with a very small-ish platform, you know, but I want to do what I can to raise as much awareness as possible and be the voice for those that can't speak up or for those that haven't got the reach that I do. And again, I have a smallish platform, but I want to do what I can. And if I can save one person from going through something traumatic, that's all I can hope for with every video like this that I make. And that's not to say I'm going to try and be the Chris Hansen of the tattoo world by any means, but I do want to do more videos like this. And hopefully, you know, if you're watching this, you can like just see the red flags that I talk about and it will protect you in the future and what have you, you know, just knowing that what is okay and what isn't okay. So anyway, back to Alex Boyko. There was this huge, and I mean massive, article that come out about Alex Boyko from this news publication magazine thing called Jezebel. This article was incredibly helpful for me doing research for this video. I won't be reading the whole article because it is incredibly long, but I will leave a link down below to this article should you want to read it yourself or what have you. So the title of this article is "The Tattoo Industry is Having Its Own Wrenching, Revelatory, Me Too Movement." I think I'm saying revelatory right. Probably not, knowing me. I'm just going to read a small bit of this article so you can get a grips on what we're getting ourselves into. The artist was Alex Boyko, a 25-year-old tattooer based in Detroit area. Boyko is a popular artist who specializes in American traditional tattoos. I think at the time when this all went down, Alex Boyko had an Instagram page that had 70,000-ish Instagram followers. He does mention it a lot in a video that he posted on YouTube. We'll get into that in a minute. It's, oh my god. But yeah, he was kind of popular, like not the most popular tattoo artist to ever exist, but kind of popular, right? Anyway, and he's worked or served as guest artist in shops across Midwest and in Los Angeles. Katie is one of dozens of women accusing him on social media of sexual misconduct, ranging from harassment to assault, and one of many women across the country who are accusing men who tattooed them of sexual misconduct in the industry's own version of a Me Too movement. A Tumblr page of anonymous crowdsourced accounts about Boyko's behaviour has over 100 text screenshots, all testimonials from women who allege he behaved in sexually violating ways with them. An activist who was alarmed by his alleged behaviour and moved to collect more women's stories estimates there are at least 200 women who've come forward to make various claims. Like Katie, some of the women alleged that they were groped during their tattoo appointments or talked into sending him fully nude or topless photos, supposedly as reference materials for future tattoos. And he's been accused by one woman of giving her a tattoo that was very different than the one they'd agreed upon together on a highly visible part of her body. Others accuse Boyko of assault outside of work or of turning consensual sexual situations into non-consensual ones by attempting to perform sex acts they didn't agree to. And one woman told Jezebel that Boyko forced himself inside her one night against her will. A second woman wrote that she'd gone to Boyko to get a chest piece done, and he asked her to take her shirt off and bra to trace an outline. As I took my bra off and was standing there, he grabbed my chest and squeezed with his hand, she wrote to Larson. The name Larson is a man called John Larson, who was one of the people behind exposing Alex. We'll talk about him a little bit later in this video. I punched him in the shoulder and loudly said, "Hey, don't touch me," and he told me to be quiet so nobody would hear me. I tried to leave the room and he pulled me back in. A third woman wrote about an incident she said happened in a storage room at one of the shops where he worked. Bent me over the counter, pulled my pants down and tried to force himself inside me. I said no and stopped the entire time and kept trying to pull my pants up, but he would just keep pulling them down and forcing himself into me. He finally stopped, but only after I told him he was hurting me. I was 13 years old when Boyko emailed me a dick pic, wrote a fourth woman. Thank you for sharing all of this. A common thread in many stories was years of alleged social media harassment across multiple sites. At least 24 women said Boyko had sent them unsolicited dick pics for years, as well as Snapchat videos of himself masturbating. Some alleged they were under 18 at the time. 6 women also said he offered discounted tattoos in exchange for sexual favours. I just want to say, obviously, all of this is not okay behaviour. You should never have a tattoo artist touch you inappropriately. They should try and touch you as little as possible. Obviously, when you get tattooed, a tattoo artist is going to have to touch you. But if they need you to, like, if you're getting a sternum tattoo, obviously with like sternum tattoos or chest tattoos around here, if you do have, you know, boobs, if they need you to move them in any way, shape or form, to do a stencil or to trace where they're going to be tattooing, to like measure up or what have you, which is very normal, you yourself should be the one moving stuff, okay? Like, Jesus. So one of the common themes with Alex's behaviour, like the Jezebel article said, was sending inappropriate messages to clients and women. Like I said earlier, this situation is quite a few years old. This all kicked off around 2017, 2018-ish. And getting a hold of the screenshots that were posted on social media was incredibly hard because a lot of it has been deleted. Like this article said, there was like a whole Tumblr page dedicated to this whole thing. I think there was like a couple of Instagram posts and a Facebook group and all sorts, and that has all been deleted since. I did get a few, but not all of them, obviously. But yeah, many have been deleted. There was a section in the Jezebel article that mentioned this. It said, Lauren, this is another Lauren, not me, Lauren. This is another Lauren. Lauren added 42 photos to her Facebook post, the highest number Facebook will allow, and then started adding more in the comments. The post picked up speed, eventually racking up something like 700 comments and 1,500 shares. And then later on in the article, it says, 2 days after Christmas, Lauren says the Facebook post was taken down and she was blocked from posting for almost 2 weeks. 2 backup accounts were also banned, she says. In response, the 3 women created the Tumblr page. When that was taken down, they made another. It was constantly like take down, put back up, take down, like yeah. So while doing my research, I come across a few things. One of them was a reblog from someone. I've kind of cut out their name because just in case they don't want to be involved or what have you. And then it was of the old, or one of the old Tumblr pages that says exposing Boyko, and then there was a link to a Google Doc, and I clicked on it and it's still up. This is what the Google Doc says. It says trigger warning, content warning, Alex Boyko references descriptions of rape, sexual assault, abuse. This document was created with the hundreds of brave women in mind. Whether you can share your story or not, we want you to know you have a support system. Over the last few months, over 200 women have come forward to tell their stories about their experiences with Alexander Boyko, and then his old Instagram handles. A tattoo artist in the Metro Detroit area. Update, see media coverage here, here, and here. And it was just links to articles. These stories range on a massive scale, describing everything from receiving unsolicited naked photos and harassment to experiencing rape and assault of many forms. We believe every single one of them. Alex and his supporters have been very diligent in getting all posts about him on Facebook and Instagram reported and deleted, as well as getting original posters banned. So we created this Tumblr. Again, I clicked on it and it's a dead link. Major trigger warning, content warning, to make sure these stories are not lost. This blog houses almost 100 screenshots from the master post and other sources. Upon deletion, the master post was shared over 1,500 times and contained almost 700 comments, many of them from women stepping up to speak out against him and share their experiences. It became clear we wouldn't be able to continue our work on Facebook, Instagram because of their inconsistent terms. So in addition to the Tumblr, we came together to create this document as well. Inside you will find many resources we hope will be helpful and healing. For those reading have been subjected to Alex and his abuses, we reserve the first and second page for you, a list of tattoo artists who have agreed to provide cover-ups, touch-ups, reworks, blast-overs and blackouts of your tattoos by Alex free of charge, which is freaking amazing. The fact there was so many tattoo artists that come forward and was like, hey, like if you've been tattooed by Alex and you don't want this tattoo anymore, we will help you out with that, which is incredible. It just shows that there are so many good tattoo artists out there. On the remaining pages, you will find listings for therapy, individual group support, national, local resources and hotlines, as well as legal counsel. We hope this document will also be a wake-up call, especially to the predators who depend on silence. We are watching you and we are done being quiet. Edits will be made live as information is discovered and vetted. If anyone reading this knows of a great resource, wants to pass along more info regarding Alex, or just needs additional support, please email us at an email address that I'm just going to block out because it's probably dead at this point. And then there is basically a big list of tattoo artists that volunteered their time to do cover-ups and what have you. And there was also laser removal businesses that come forward and was like, hey, like, we can try and help you out here, which is freaking incredible. There was also a page full of therapy and individual group support options here with all the information, and then a page full of hotlines and national online resources. Like, whoever put this page together did the absolute most, and then a legal counsel options as well. They did the absolute most here, which is freaking incredible. I come across this Reddit post about the trial for Alex Boyko. So again, this all kind of kicked off in 2017, 2018. It didn't go to trial until last year because of COVID and what have you. And I guess the system didn't see it as, important or what have you. So it took a very, very long time to go to trial. But I wanted to read a comment from this post. It says, what happened to all the TattooMe pages, like the one, insert name here, I'm just going to blank it out, not say it just in case this person doesn't want to be dragged into all of this again, used to run. I understand she was getting threats from Tooth Taker, but how about the rest? Honestly, as someone that has been close to this specific case since the beginning and generally been very vocal about outing abusers in the industry, it's just a dangerous position to be in. I've gotten threatened to be raped and murdered, I've been stalked, I've felt endangered, other artists in my local scene were sued by Alex Lee Boyko for defamation when they spoke out. I like to think I'm tough, but it takes someone very incredibly bulletproof to be able to do this kind of thing consistently. Probably someone who's good at technology and able to remain fully anonymous. Agree, a lot of them were anonymous and disappeared though. I just don't like having to warn clients without some of the evidence screenshots that were available on those accounts, because it could look like I have personal issue with the abuser and it's just gossip. So having them was super helpful at the time for awareness. Wonder what's the right way. But yeah, there was a huge surge around about the Me Too movement, and obviously that's still very much a thing, but there was like a surge within the tattoo industry and what have you, and it has very much died down. So I want to kind of try my best to pick it up again. But like this person did say, Alex Boyko did try and sue people that were speaking out about him. And this person said it takes someone that is incredibly bulletproof to be able to do this kind of thing. Yeah. And yeah, the person's saying that, having these types of accounts are incredibly helpful to warn others about these tattoo artists. So again, with the videos that I do like this, if you put in a tattoo artist name that I might cover, my videos sometimes do come up on like the first page or what have you. So I feel like making content like this can kind of help, people can just send a link of my video to whoever and say, hey, watch out for this artist, But yeah, it's kind of sad that people did kind of fall off from making awareness about all of this. I do apologize. I have got one very watery eye today. I'm not crying. It's just my eyes have been watering all day, and it's been very, very annoying. So we're now going to take a look at some screenshots. The ones that we're about to look at now, I found on one Tumblr post that hadn't been deleted. It was like a reblog and loads of people had shared it, and I found it on some random person's profile. So someone replied to a picture of Boyko, and there's like some script on there saying that he's creepy or what have you, and then someone messaged saying, okay, so what's up with this dude? He's done a few tats on my best friend and now won't try to stop getting pictures of her shirtless. There is another screenshot of a message that says, so I just wanted to say thank you for posting about Alex. I unfortunately have half of my leg done by him, and every time he tattooed me he did some creepy shit. I unfortunately have half of my leg done by him, and every time he tattooed me he did some creepy shit or has touched me while tattooing me, has put my feet in his crotch. All of this while like in the middle of tattooing me, so I didn't have anywhere to go or knew what to do. Sent me dick pics, all with knowing I have a boyfriend. He used to ask regularly when he would be coming in to get a tattoo. I'd rather not be named in further outings of him, but I just wanted to tell you thank you for standing up for people. I know this is probably stupid, but I want to tell you it makes me feel like shit. I can't read that. Shit for having so much of his work done on me. It makes me feel stupid for going back. I don't really have an excuse for that. The thing is, you can't blame yourself for this. Like, I know some people will be like, well, you saw the red flags, why did you keep going back? But like, sometimes it is a tricky situation because you've got like half a tattoo done And like, it's just very easy for us outsiders to say, well, I wouldn't go back. But like, you don't know until you're in that situation. I don't want people like victim blaming or anything like that. Not today. Not in this video. This one says, I was 13 years old when Alex emailed me a dick pic. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Another screenshot says, I'd like to remain anonymous, please. I've known Alex since I was about a sophomore in high school. I went to get my first tattoo done by him when I was about 19 before he was in Detroit. I thought that by him being my friend, it would make my experience a little more comfortable since it was my first piece. The placement was on my abdomen and he asked me to take my bra off, which I figured I had to, and he was my friend, so he wouldn't make me feel uncomfortable. As I took my bra off and was standing there, he grabbed my chest and squeezed with his hand. I punched him in the shoulder and loudly said, hey, don't touch me, and he told me to be quiet so nobody would hear me. Then he sent me 6 dick pics while he knew I had a boyfriend and was dating his girlfriend Anne at the time. So I'm pretty sure this is the person that was featured in the Jezebel article, but there's a little bit more context there. I then found a couple of Reddit posts about him. This is a comment from one of them. I got 2 tattoos by this guy, same session when I was younger. I had only gotten one other tattoo before, different artist, so I didn't really know how things worked. I got both tattoos on my ribs and he made me take my bra off. Fortunately, I was there with a friend, but it was very weird. He just kept staring at my chest the entire time. After I left, he messaged me on Instagram, and when I didn't respond, he said it had to do with my tattoo. When I responded, he started flirting with me, and eventually it got to the point where he was sending dick pics and asking for nudes in return. I know it was naive, but I'd never been in that situation, and rather than see all the red flags, I genuinely thought he was giving me attention because I was worthy of it. All of this accumulated into him asking me to come say hi to him at his house. I was so stupid and young. I just didn't have the maturity to understand what dangerous situation I was putting myself in. I went there, he was outside, we were talking, and then he shoved my hand down his pants and made me feel his dick. It happened so fast, then he shoved me against the hood of my car, pinning me down to kiss me. I couldn't move, I was so weak compared to him. I remember time just stopping and realizing I was powerless. If he wanted to hurt me, there was nothing I could do. I'm not sure if any of you have been in that scenario before, but it is humbling and terrifying. As soon as he got off me, I freaked out and got in my car and drove away. I shudder to think what would have happened if I actually went into his house, and consider myself incredibly lucky. Every allegation I've read about this man reminds me of what I experienced. For nearly a decade, I blamed myself for being young, stupid, liking the attention. I convinced myself I was asking for it because I shouldn't have responded to his initial messages. I should have known better, known the compliments were in service of something more sinister. I should never have gone there, but after I read other women's stories about him, a weight lifted off my shoulders. For the first time, I realised it wasn't my fault, he's just a predator. Another one I found on another Reddit post says, my ex-girlfriend was harassed, smacking her ass, touching it, etc. by him back in like 2015 while getting tattooed. Wish he'd just fuck off for good and get what he deserves. And then I come across a Instagram page called TattooMeToo, and this page did make a lot of awareness for a lot of different tattoo artists, and there was a highlight reel for Alex Boyko, and then this is where I got the majority of the screenshots. Again, I feel like there has been so many that have been deleted, which is sad, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? There is quite a few. I'm not going to read out all of them, but I'm sure you're just going to end up getting the gist of it anyway. So here's a screenshot from that Instagram page of a message that says, your story about Alex Boyko right now is 10/10. I have gotten multiple tattoos by him, and toward the end I started feeling very uncomfortable around him. I was getting a thigh tattoo and he complimented on how great my thighs looked, and then when I was saying bye to him, I gave him a side hug and he firmly grabbed my ass, and I felt so humiliated in that moment. I told him I don't want any tattoos from him ever again. I'll never go back. Another screenshot of a message says, Alex has been a creep for years. 2011 to 2013, I have encountered his creepy behavior, from unwanted dick pictures, inappropriate messages, and lastly he grabbed my phone and tried to see what photos I had so he could send them to himself. I didn't let him get away with shit like that and have made him cry. He's a piece of shit and preys on anyone. Then there is a screenshot of some messages from Alex Boyko to whoever. Come here, eventually. Then they blocked out something. I think it might just be their name. Sup, when are we going to fuck? Never. Why? Because I said so. You're missing out. Oh darn. This is person's name, boyfriend, I will fuck you up. There's another screenshot of a message that says, I guess I can start it all out about 7 years ago, maybe 6. He added me on Facebook and started the conversation right off with compliments, which of course, being naive, I ate right up. Afterwards came the string of questions to send nude photos, him sending them to me, him sending me video chat requests, in which I once accepted to see him completely nude masturbating. I closed out of the screen and blocked him shortly after. He was aggressive, never took no for an answer. He wouldn't stop until you just stopped fueling him and blocking him completely. Years went by, and up until recently we had contact again. I thought he changed and maybe got it together, having a girlfriend again. 2 years ago the same thing occurred again, only this time was just sending the photos, blocked again, and I moved on. Shit was just weird with him. I never hung out or even met up for a whatever the rest of the message says. And then there is another screenshot of a message that says, oh my god, so I stopped going to Alex years ago because he would always send me dick pics and tell me I had a nice ass while he was tattooing me. I was married to his friend at the time. And then there is another screenshot message that says, I went to school with him. He has assaulted my female friends who have been tattooed by him, has harassed me and many women in my life. He was let go from Sun House because of this, which I believe is a tattoo studio. He's been sending dick pics since we were 15, unsolicited. Then another screenshot of a message that says, I met Alex Boyko like 5 years ago when I was dating my ex. I was literally laying down while my ex was sleeping next to me and he was blowing me up, asking for pictures, and I told him my boyfriend was laying next to me and he wouldn't stop. He continued to send me pictures of his dick without me asking and then tried to use it as collateral for me sending him pics. He said it was okay because he had a girlfriend and would say his girlfriend was crazy and thought he had sex with clients. Cannot roll my eyes hard enough now. This pretty much continued to happen over the course of the next 4 years, insane pressuring to send him pics and him constantly sending me pics. He would even tell me he was going to come down to Florida to see me. When I started dating my now fiance, I opened my snapper in front of him and of course an unsolicited dick pic from Alex popped up. This was one of his first impressions of me and it almost cost me my beautiful relationship. Thank you for exposing this piece of shit. I wish I'd known to expose him before, but I had no idea if it was an isolated incident. Another screenshot of a message that says, he used to send dick pics to like a handful of my friends, and one time I went into the shop to see another friend of mine who worked there and he like referenced knowing my friends and then like made a comment about how he should tattoo me sometime. And then when I dismissed it by mentioning how I'm too poor, he said, well, then maybe you should show me your boobs sometime too. He's a scumbag. He used to offer my friends discounts for blowjobs. He's disgusting. There's another screenshot of some messages. Have you ever been tattooed by him? Thankfully, I haven't, but I have gotten a few dick pics from him. What? Just out of nowhere. After I approached him to see if he would help me with a cover-up, that's why I didn't. But yeah, he just sends them, he doesn't care. Another screenshot of a message that says, used to send dick pics to me on the regular and would unfollow and try to refollow me like every other day. Another screenshot of another message that says, yep, I've also gotten multiple dick pics from him. He's also told me I'd get a deal on tattoos if I fucked him. I just stopped responding, not knowing this was the norm for him. What a fucking scum. Another screenshot of a message that says, just making sure everyone was aware of that too. He's a piece of shit and always have been. I first become friends with Alex when he was 15. Even back then, he'd manipulate me and do shitty things. I remember crying because after we got in a fight, he showed this girl he was talking to and her best friend my nudes, making fun of me and mocking me. And then there's a screenshot of a Facebook comment, I think this is, yeah, that says, I got tattooed by him a couple of months back and it was very uncomfortable and unsettling experience. He spent the whole time talking badly about other artists and told me if I got tattooed by certain people he wouldn't tattoo me again. I was a first time client and I regret giving him my time and money. And then there's another screenshot of a Facebook comment that says, when I was underage he used to talk to me all the time because he was tattooing and would always want me sending nudes or to Skype with him. He found me on Tumblr or something and never stopped being creepy. And then someone replied saying, very similar to what happened to me. He found my Tumblr after I posted a photo of a tattoo he had done on me. He stalked my page and found a revealing photo and then reached out to me about it, and then it never stopped until I deleted him from my Facebook and Snapchat. Another screenshot of a Facebook comment that says, I dated this loser when we were 16 to 17. Even then he gave off creeper vibes. He was always way too touchy-feely and overly pushy about sexual stuff. What a piece of scum. And then another screenshot of a Facebook comment that says, he tried having sex with my best friend when she was blackout drunk, literally sleeping. Thank God I wasn't drunk that night. I ripped this motherfucker off her and told him to fuck off. Another screenshot of a Facebook comment that says, he grabbed my breast and tried to get me to give him a blowjob in exchange for the tattoo he did on me. And then there is screenshots of messages from Alex to whomever that says, my sternum, damn, I love doing those, wish I could have done it, not in a creepy way at all, but as a tattooer, can I see how it looks naturally, like without your hands? I'm just curious to how everything sits. No, I'm good, nice talking to you. Well, wait, I didn't mean that in a weird way. You're not the one that did the tattoo, so you don't need to see how everything sits. It sits fine, thanks though. I know I didn't say that I didn't, I just wanted to see how they did it. It says, I need them out fully and relaxed with one arm to your side. I feel like you're fucking with me. No, seriously, that way I can see how they're sitting totally natural. I won't fuck you over, I swear to God. You want collateral in case I tried? You can have pictures of me if you want. From the Kristen Doty post that I read earlier, he shoved me into a bathroom at a party once and locked me in, where he proceeded to whip out his junk. Luckily, my friends heard me screaming over the music. He is disgusting. And yeah, that's basically the gist of what Alex was alleged to have done to many people. Now, obviously, as this was all coming out, Alex did, you know, retaliate in some way. There were some screenshots here and there that I could get a hold of, but there might have been more, I don't know. Again, a lot of stuff has been deleted. So there was this article that I come across from Metro Times, Detroit, that says, a Detroit area tattoo artist charged with sexual misconduct is tattooing under a different name, because he tried to change his name and what have you, on social media and laughing about it. Then in this article, there was two screenshots from his Instagram page. One is, all women need a handler to be tattooed by me. Sorry. This is while people are coming forward and accusing him of doing very inappropriate stuff. He's going to post stuff like this. Then another one was, how is he still tattooing? I hate him. Report him. Call the police. Google him. Vegan. Gay. His power level is over 9,000. Warn your friends. I have no idea what I'm talking about. ACAB. Like, again, basically just mocking this whole situation and everyone that's coming forward and people that are making awareness for it. It's just like, yeah. This is the type of person we're dealing with. This is also a screenshot from the TattooMeToo page that we just looked at a moment ago. Alex posted this onto his Instagram page. It's basically a selfie of him with someone standing behind him in a jumper that says, kill your rapist. And he's there smiling. Yeah. And the caption for this just says, alive and well. And then there was another photo with the same person in that jumper that says, kill your rapist. Then they have their breasts out, and I guess there's been a tattoo session that's going on. And there's Alex with his face all happy and smiley while, you know, he's been accused of this heinous crap. And, you know, he's just going to post this onto Instagram. That's completely normal behaviour, right? Like, Alex throughout all of this has maintained that he's kind of innocent. Like, he's admitted to some of the stuff, but some of the stuff he's like, nah, I've never done that. But like, the audacity, the absolute audacity, absolute wrong'un. So this is one of the statements that Alex Boyko put out on Instagram. I figure I should come out and make a statement about what's circulating around about me right now. I'm not going to deny that I've been flirty towards people or deny that I've sent out nude photos, but there's also missing side to these stories, the part where I've also received messages or photos from them as well. I'm not denying that I've had sex with clients. What tattooer hasn't? The fact is, I've never raped anyone in my life. I haven't assaulted anyone in my life. These rumours have been started by someone who for 5 years now has gone out of their way multiple times to try and hurt me and my career, and has tried to get everyone to hate me. I can't believe it's gotten to this point. There's a stone's throw mentality where one person shames and everyone hops on the bandwagon trying to hurt this person and alienate them. I'm always willing to talk to someone about their problems with me, but until now, No one has ever tried to call me a rapist or pedophile or predator. It's 2017. That's the worst thing that someone could possibly say about someone. I've never tried to talk to a minor. Why on earth would I risk everything that I've worked so hard for to show a 13-year-old my dick? It's not true. I'm sure anyone in my shoes would be denying that, but can you believe every single thing you read online? All the anonymous negative posts that anyone could claim. I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel uncomfortable or uneasy. I would never want to put someone in that place. Please, if I have, feel free to message me. I'm not a harmful person. I'm not hard to talk to. I'm sorry to anyone who has had to read this. I'm embarrassed that this has to be a thing. I'm sorry to all my friends who have to deal with people saying these things. Thank you to those who are on my side. I would never blame a victim or deny what they have to say. Even though he basically just made a whole post doing that. Okay. I've never raped anyone or tried to do anything with a minor. This is the biggest low blow I have ever had to deal with. Now, there will be more context to Alex's side of the story in a little bit because he did upload a 2-hour video on YouTube talking about this whole situation. Anyway, he then put out a Instagram post that says, please let me make my sincerest apology. I would like to take accountability for some things. I've sent out pictures of my dick. I've said disrespectful and inappropriate things to people I shouldn't have. I've talked to and had sex with women in relationships. I haven't been the best person. I would like to say I'm sorry to anyone who feels hurt by me. However, I'm not a rapist or a pedophile. These are the worst things that anyone could say about anyone. There's been a flood of anonymous messages claiming the most vile things anyone could do to someone. That is not me. I have never, ever had a non-consensual sexual encounter with anyone. This has gone so far. I'm broken down, mortified by these accusations. I'd like to apologize to the craft, my friends, my peers, and clients. I can't defend myself to this. I've done wrong to people in my past, but I'm not a rapist. I've never had any sort of rape allegations made towards me in my life until the other day. I'd like anyone that feels harmed by me to reach out. I don't want to hurt you. I want to give you my dearest apology. I've lost my friends, people I hold very close to me due to all of this. I don't know what else I can do but say I'm sorry. I'm begging you to show mercy. These aren't only career devastating but life ruining things to say about someone. I'm not claiming to be a victim. I'm taking accountability for what I've done wrong. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. Yeah, again, Alex denies that he has ever raped someone or assaulted someone. He says that he has been very flirty, sent messages to people and, you know, not been great, but he fully denies that he's ever raped or assaulted someone. In my opinion, do I say it? Do I say it? Fuck it. In my opinion, he's done this because it's very hard to deny the fact that he has been sending messages because people have screenshots of that. So you can't deny them because there's proof there. It's sometimes hard to prove assault and rape, especially if someone's come forward, you know, a year later, because, you know, no one's video recording their assault. As a assault or rape victim, you're not going to be doing that. You know, like you're in the middle of something so traumatic. So, yeah, it's... But hey, anyway, there was an article that says jury finds Metro tattoo artist Alex Boyko not guilty of sexual misconduct. On Friday, a jury found Metro Detroit tattoo artist Alex Boyko not guilty of 3 counts of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct after dozens of women in 2018 accused him of sexual harassment or assault. Witnesses who said that Boyko inappropriately touched them testified in the trial, detailing their encounters with the artist as his clients during tattoo appointments. And throughout the small handful of articles about this, it was never really said as to why he was found not guilty, but I did find this comment on this Reddit post again that says, to update everyone, Alex Boyko was found not guilty today on a technicality within the law. The jury absolutely believed he was a creep, that he should not be tattooing, that he did what all the witnesses claimed. Despite that, because of a text that Boyko sent saying that he was joking around, the jury found him not guilty because they didn't believe he got sexual gratification from committing the act that led to the charges. I just saw that he was found not guilty on my local news app and was trying to find a reason why, since it's clear that he is guilty. At least everyone is in agreement that he's fucking gross pervert who shouldn't be in the business. Sad that the law fails sexual assault victims yet again, though they deserve their justice is not fair at all. And then someone said, I'm so happy to see him on trial. Everything quieted down once he started suing people for defamation. Someone replied saying he also lost that case. And then someone said he was found not guilty because of a technicality in this case, unfortunately. So let's get into like current day and what Alex is like doing now. I looked at his Instagram profile yesterday and I screenshotted one of his Instagram stories, and it literally is it's like a video, and it says, me watching Kanye get cancelled for saying things that I say in the group chat every day. I don't know if you're all aware of what Kanye West has been up to lately, but he has been saying some heinous, horrible, disgusting things on Twitter, just, you know, gone on a massive rampage. And you know, Alex is out here being like, oh yeah, that's the kind of shit I say. Babe, do you really want to be like testing the waters right now? Like, yes, you've been found innocent, but do you really want to add more problems to your life? Like, another thing that I noticed on his profile, so when you first go onto his profile on like a browser, I think it's probably the same on the Instagram app as well, you do a see more thing, and at the bottom of his bio it literally says no minors. Like, I think it's a little too late for that, babe, but okay. So yeah, looking through his Instagram page, he opened up his own tattoo studio in January of 2023. It's called Lee Knows How, officially licensed, open and ready to tattoo, now booking for February. Again, this was years ago. Please message me for an appointment, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, that's terrifying that he owns his own tattoo studio now. Not me forgetting to take a tag off of a new top. It's right there. It's right, it's on display. This is what a lot of predatory tattoo artists do. And again, he was found innocent, the sexual assault things, but he himself has admitted that he, you know, inappropriately messages clients. So yeah, we have a tattoo artist that is inappropriate towards clients opening up their own studio. Have we seen this before? Yes, we have. This is what a lot of predatory tattoo artists will do. They get kicked out of the tattoo studios that they were working in, or they leave, or what have you. And then they open up their own ones because they can do whatever the fuck they want. There is nobody there holding them accountable. You know, if there's loads of rumors about them, it's their studio, you know? Like, they can do what they want. They can hire who they want. They can stay in the studio and what have you. The only thing they may struggle with is getting clients because their reputation is so bad. And then it might just close down because they can't afford rent. Like, that's literally the worst thing that can happen to that tattoo artist, and they can get away with whatever they want to, and they hold the keys to this studio. It's vile. Like, the industry, I've said it so many times, but the industry is so unregulated. Like, anyone that has been, you know, charged with a sexual crime should not be allowed to be a tattoo artist, and I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. And yes, he was found innocent, but he was still charged at one point. So, like, whatever. Anyway, like I was saying earlier, Alex has a YouTube video that is 2 hours long. 2 hours long. Did I sit through the full 2 hours? Yes, I did. Did I want to pull my hair out? Yes, I did. He put an Instagram post saying, podcast is live on YouTube, link in bio, and it's just like a screenshot of the podcast situation. It looks like it's been filmed in his tattoo studio, and then the video on YouTube is called Alex Boyko, 6 Years of Silence. In the description it says, join us for an in-depth podcast where Andy, who is the guy sitting to the left, yes, right, I have to look at my thumbs, and then Charlie is sitting to the right. Alex is sitting in the middle. Andy, Charlie and Alex delve into the dramatic events surrounding the cancellation of Detroit tattoo artist Alex Boyko. We spend a few hours dissecting the lies that were spread and reveal how one man orchestrated the entire situation. In this episode, we explore the timeline of events leading to Alex Boyko's cancellation, the false accusations and their impact, the behind-the-scenes manipulations, and personal reflections and insights from Alex Boyko himself. We also discuss what this means for the tattoo community and beyond. Now, like I was saying, this video is 2 hours long, and I for sure have cherry-picked some clips from this. I've just picked bits here and there that I want to discuss and talk about. If you feel inclined to watch this and get the full story from Alex's side, absolutely feel free. It's all well and good me sitting here and talking about stuff that I want to talk about, but you know, there is bits in there that you might want to hear and listen to and what have you. So in this massive long video, Alex basically says that this whole situation of him being accused of being a predator all boils down, and it all started because a fellow tattoo artist by the name of John Larson, that I mentioned much earlier in this video, was essentially jealous of Alex's success.
The first real weird interaction I had with another tattoo artist was this guy named John.
Yep.
And he started throwing a fit on Facebook, saying that I was stealing his clients. This is right when I started blowing up and things started to go better on Instagram, and I started getting a little bit bigger. He made a post on Facebook saying that, attention Metro Detroit tattooers, Alex Boyko tries to steal your clients. I'm sick of it, blah, blah, blah. And this is a guy, he's 40 years old or in his late 30s. And at the time I'm 19 or 20.
And do you have, so at this point, do you have any idea what triggered that?
I've been, like I said, I started gaining a bit more of a name for myself.
This kind of thing is mentioned numerous times throughout this video. Here's a nice little montage for you, okay?
This is when I, started working at Sun House. Things are going good. Started working more conventions, gaining more following online. Things are going really well at the shop. I was pretty maxed out on my followers. Everything was going really well. And like I said, traveling a whole bunch, once a month, fully booked anywhere I go, working at all the cool shops around, tattoo anniversary parties, shop out there. There's a bunch of big names out there. I go from living this good life, everything is good. I would have some kind of viral tattoos online. Yeah. I would post some shit that would get reposted on all these pages and get
I remember
hundreds of thousands of likes and shit on things. So getting an insane amount of attention from the world, having 70,000 followers and being a tall tattooed dude. With,
you were kind of a rock star in the in the tattoo sense.
Yeah, I was having a lot of success. Everything was going well. I still was tattooing. I still had clients and still had people that wanted to get work done by me. I had fucking 80,000 followers and 0 followers or whatever.
Too many times do people like Alex say, oh, it was because I'm successful, so all of this started. People are just jealous. Come off it. How many successful tattoo artists are there with a big following, much bigger than Alex ever had, because again, I think he had around about 70k, that have never had an allegation at all? That their reputation is squeaky clean. There is thousands, absolutely thousands of successful tattoo artists with absolutely no terrible reputations, never been accused of anything. They're incredibly respectful of their clients, never sent a dick pic, never asked a client to send a naked photo inappropriately, and all the other things, okay? With peace and love, Alex, you are not that special, okay? Anyway, back to John Larson. John Larson was one of the artists involved in exposing Alex. Here's a section from the Jezebel article talking about that. It says, the allegations against Boyko become public after 2 male tattoo artists team up with 3 Detroit area women who say they'd been hearing disturbing stories about Boyko for years. The Detroit women eventually shared dozens of messages from women alleging that Boyko harassed or assaulted them in a viral Facebook post and on the Tumblr page. Larson, as in John Larson, works at Depot Town Tattoo in... I'm not going to be able to say that. Spelunky? I'm so sorry, people from Michigan. But yeah, in Michigan. He says he's known Boyko for 5 years and disliked him for almost as long. I definitely spoke my mind about his character to anyone that would listen, he told Jezebel recently. He started tweeting about Boyko 6 months ago, he says, after hearing some odd stories from former Boyko clients about men being overcharged and women being harassed on social media. As a tattoo artist, you hear things in the tiny community, he says. He found the allegations concerning, but says none of them were as bad as what came later. Now, I want to stress that John is no angel either. All parties involved are bad, other than the women coming forward with their stories and what have you. They're not involved in my all parties involved. But yeah, John basically sparked the movement against Alex.
John Larson, you fucking freak. This guy is out here posting that he wants to get tipped in his clients fucking used dildos and their nude Polaroids and asking people to send him nudes for his birthday and shit and posting pictures of him in gimp mask and all of his drawings of dicks and pussies and shit. It's man, what the fuck? You're the one pointing a finger at me. This is the guy you guys are trusting.
Now, I'm not in the business of kink shaming by any means. You do you, boo. I fully believe you should keep those types of posts far away from your business account. So if you're a tattoo artist, don't be posting this on your tattoo page. Set up a separate account. Do not involve your clients in this type of thing at all unless it is a consensual thing that happens organically. Both Alex and John were friends with Tooth Taker, who is probably the most notorious predator within the tattoo industry. I will make a video on him eventually, but that one will be super heavy. Like, if you think what I've been talking about in this video is bad, Tooth Taker is... I basically have to, like, mentally prepare myself for that one, honestly. But there was this comment on the 2-hour video on YouTube that has a timestamp talking about Isaiah Tooth Taker Camacho. I'm probably saying that wrong, I do apologise. Seems like this was around the time you collabed with him at the Detroit Russell Industrial Center. Additionally, 1916 shows that you and John are both affiliated with Tooth Taker in some capacity. Doesn't seem like a solid crowd to run with given the circumstances. And then Alex says, yes, it's no secret, we used to be friends long before any type of cancel culture. We are no longer friends, but you were friends with him when he was doing some horrific things. I am one of those people that kind of believes in guilty by association a little bit. You know, again, like I was mentioning earlier, there's this whole boys club within the tattoo world. You know, like they all just gaggle together and let each other get away with things and what have you. It was then mentioned in this YouTube video that John Larson tattooed a woman that Alex happened to be seeing at the time, to which John told this woman that he had heard that Alex was a rapist.
He said that he heard that I was a rapist, but he couldn't say who I raped or anything about it, but just to share and spread the word that I raped someone. No one had ever used my name in any type of like weird way ever.
No scandalous post,
no scandalous post, no defamation, no slander. So like,
well, I think it's interesting that there's no history of even like anything, right? There's no like, oh, he was kind of inappropriate with me. Yeah. He made me feel a little uncomfortable. Sure. You know, these things, you don't just jump to that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's usually a pattern of something that's along the way.
Just no. This in itself is such bullshit. I think we all know the majority of instances like this one with Alex. It starts off with whispers. It starts off with a reputation in the tattoo industry. It starts just, you know, within a close proximity, and it just like rumbles under the surface for a little while. You know that, oh, don't go to this tattoo artist. I've heard he's a bit of a creep, or I've heard this tattoo artist does this, stay away. It's all within the tattoo artist's reputation, right? And then all it takes is for one person or a few to just start posting stuff online, then it snowballs from there. The person who said this name is Andy. Andy has a daughter, no less, of course. And I fully believe he should be ashamed of himself for saying something like this. Sitting there, making up excuses for Alex, which is something he does throughout this whole video. You know, standing by his boy. That's his boy. I'm going to defend him. Anyone that's ever spoke out about Alex is trash, and it's, you know, all rumors, and it's because one tattoo artist was jealous of him and all of that, right? And he's gonna sit there and poke holes in the whole situation when there, again, like I've said, there's a big accounts of many people coming forward with stories across many different platforms. Come on now, like, are they all fake? The ones from Reddit, the ones from Facebook, is all of them just this one person doing this? You know, the comment from Kristen Doughty's freaking Instagram post, you know, like out of the blue. Like, is that fake too? Freaking disgusting. Like, defending a predator in 2025. Well, this was in 2024. In 2024, you, a father of a daughter, no doubt if his daughter come to him and said, hey daddy, I got a tattoo today and the artist made me undress when I didn't need to, and then after my appointment he sent me dick pics, he'd be rife with anger, right? You'd hope anyway. But because Alex is his boy, he don't care. He don't care about other people's daughters. He just don't care about women, let's be serious. Oh, I can't, like, this side of the tattoo industry is so fucked. And it's just terrifying to see this in action, in a video of a man sitting next to another man defending him and being his hype man. Then they just ramble on about how John started this whole thing.
So pretty much I was just being accused of stealing his clients, and which I thought was so bizarre, because I'm like, oh, what? You know, and he said something in it like, oh yeah, let's set up a circle poke. Like, I heard he's a creep. Like, I heard, you know, just trying to spread shit at the time.
And then there's this, a screenshot, okay, of a tweet from 2017. It says, all I knew was that he was overly flirty. None of this disgusting shit. I can't believe I have 5 tattoos by him. And then by the looks of things, it's Larson, John Larson Tattoo, replied a screenshot of Alex's Snapchat, like Alex has sent a Snapchat to someone and it's clearly a dick pic. It's been blurred out. There's a water bottle next to it. Why are men like this? Why, like, oh, look how big my dick is compared to a water bottle. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you... Like, why? I've never got some melons and put them next to my tits and sent a picture. To be honest, I don't send fucking tit pics. Nobody wants to fucking see that. But, like, what the fuck? And then someone replied saying, no, what the fuck? This is so nasty and disappointing. But, like, he literally just incriminated himself by putting this in his video. Evidence that he has most definitely been sending dick pics to people. Like, what the fuck? Alex then accuses John of falsifying a few of the stories made up about him.
He had, like, fabricated and manufactured all these crazy stories by just, like, messaging himself off his second account. And he would blur out the name and the face and, you know, say some crazy outlandish shit. Like, saying I, like, cutting someone's clothes off and shoving like foreign objects in them, like saying I was like emailing nudes to someone when they were 13 or some shit like that. And like, you know, there's
even if this is the case, even if John did fabricate some of the message, which obviously I don't agree with, I don't stand by any means, but there is so many other people talking about this and their stories about Alex on other social media accounts. So the TattooMeToo page, they got sent a bunch of messages. That's got nothing to do with John at all. And that was the majority of the messages that I had read out, right? And there was literal screenshots from Facebook of other people's accounts. And yeah, they were crossed out, but there would have been different profiles and what have you. And again, like I said, there was a comment on Kristen Doughty's friggin' Instagram. And then there's Reddit posts. Like, not all of those are John. Okay? Like, John probably had other things to do, like tattooing. And again, John is no angel himself. But it wasn't all John. Okay, like there's just no. Again, there is no smoke without fire. But like, nice try. Nice try. And also, of course, like I said, Alex is innocent in the eyes of the law when it comes to the sexual assault stuff. As we can see, Alex definitely has been sending out dick pics. That in itself, in my opinion, warrants me to say you need to stop tattooing. You're an absolute predator. You should not be doing this. And it's not okay. It's not okay.
Went on Facebook and saw there was a group. It said, I think it was Alex Boyko was a rapist. It was a Facebook group.
What's funny? Where is the joke?
It was a Facebook group.
My skin is quite literally crawling. Like, crawling. Why are we laughing at the word rapist? Oh, it's so funny. Rape. Go fuck yourself.
You admitted to your like wrongdoings, right?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I've like totally banged my clients before. Like I've sent Snapchats that were inappropriate. Like I've been a piece of shit.
It's also normal human behavior.
Thank you.
Charlie, darling, pipe the fuck down. If a man come up to her in the street and got his dick out in front of her, she would probably want to report that, right? Because that is just awful. Like, you shouldn't have to see some random man's dick in front of you. And you'd want to report that for indecent exposure, right? That is quite literally a crime. So doing it through messages, while it's not in front of you per se, it's not like an immediate threat. I'm not saying they're the exact same, you know, indecent exposure physically and through social media. It's not the exact same, but it's in the same, it's kind of the same bubble, kind of, whatever, right? Either way, both ways, you didn't ask for it, right? And yet there it is, right in front of you, whether it's physically or on your phone. The people who do this quite literally get off on it. And Charlie is out here calling it normal. She's saying it's normal for men to just flash their dick out and it's okay. We call this in the UK cyber flashing. It's when someone sends a photo or video of their genitals or someone else's to another person without their consent. It commonly involves men and teenage boys sending unwanted photos or videos of their penises, so-called dick pics. It says cyber flashing is a form of indecent exposure, also known as flashing, that takes place online. Is cyber flashing illegal? Yes, cyber flashing became a criminal offence in England and Wales on the 31st of January 2024 and carries a maximum sentence of 2 years in prison. Now, obviously, this is just England. This is all taking place in America. And I honestly believe that this should be a thing everywhere. You should not be sending dick pics or whatever pics to people that don't ask for it. You know, like you open your message and there's a fucking picture of a dick there. I didn't ask for this. It's not normal. It's not okay. Why are we defending this? Like, defending this man. Defending these actions is so... Ugh, it's embarrassing. Like, how are you as a woman gonna... Oh my god.
First thing I did was
Incredibly
screenshot
smart.
everything. So like, if you ever said anything about me, I have it screenshotted.
Yeah.
So like,
Screenshot this. Alex, in this 2-hour-long video, then talks about the fact that he sued John for defamation and his involvement in ruining his reputation.
you know, I was suing this guy. He wiped his name clear off of everything once he got the notice that I was suing him.
Which, going down that whole rabbit hole would make this video even longer. I'm more so here for like the allegations against Alex and what have you, but I just wanted to mention that. And then Alex then does talk about the Jezebel article.
And then a month later, out comes this Jezebel article. And the Jezebel article was like almost arguably just as big or bigger than when it like blew up the first time, because then it just went worldwide on like a whole other scale where it's like not just about tattooing. And now it's just like, it literally was like, the tattoo industry is having its own Me Too movement. Like I was like the Me Too tattoo guy. Yeah. So like, basically, and the article sucked, dude. Like it's like unreadable. It's so bad. And that's not even me being a hater. Like it's just bad.
Yeah. Like, not concise. No conviction.
It makes no sense. It's all over the place.
Just say you can't read and leave.
For a month straight, I just posted nothing but tattoos on chicks' ass and titties for like a month. Because I was like, man, like there's like all these women that feel like so abused by me or like whatever. Like if all these women, if every woman I tattoo is getting abused, like where's all these women? Like there's like tons of like vulnerable positions that women have been in, and like, was it cool?
He thought he did something there, huh? Just because a select few that you have cherry picked didn't have a bad experience with you doesn't mean there is none. I hope this helps.
Gag orders, right? I couldn't post anything about John. I couldn't post anything about any of the people I was suing. I couldn't even talk about it online. So the only thing I could really do was make memes and joke about it and be like, yo, look, like, if I fucking rape 200 people, do you think I'd be making memes about rape, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy.
Yes. Again, I hope this helps. He then goes on to talk about how he was arrested and then how COVID affected the legal process, blah, 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 blah.
We went through like 6 prosecutors, like 3 judges, like everything just kept getting postponed and postponed.
And then Charlie pipes up again.
If you had never shared any of that with me, I would have never had any sort of, idea in my mind that you were a pervert or you assaulted women or anything like that. And coming from a woman, you have never once made me feel uncomfortable.
Just because Alex has treated you like a human being doesn't mean he hasn't done what he's accused of. After being accused of the stuff that he has been, Alex is then going to be like on his best behavior, just in case, just in case there's any moles that want to contact him and message him and try and, entrap him into doing something. Alex would just be on his best behavior. Let's be serious. And like, I need Charlie to see that she is the token woman here real quick. It's so glaringly obvious. Like, how can she not see that?
It's just shocking to hear all of this.
It's disturbing. Yeah, I mean,
it is
really
very disturbing.
Yeah, you met me after I was canceled.
Exactly. Like I just said, when Alex is going to be on his best behavior, so there is no new evidence. How can these 2 people sitting beside him not see this? He then talks about how some of the women that did come forward and go to the trial that were against him didn't have a strong enough case. That's me cutting it down very, very small.
And she had to testify to that, so she's out. Like Olivia out. She already testified to me saying, or her own words saying I didn't do anything to her like multiple times. Yeah. Katie goes up there, you're out. This other Riley chick, her narrative was that I was talking to her when she was underage. Like I stood in front of the jury, like they went through all the evidence, which like on my side was just like all these people just being, proven to be liars. And on their side, they literally had nothing.
Again, he was found not guilty. So it's up to you all to determine, your thoughts and opinions about this whole case. In the eyes of the law, he's innocent. So
even still, it's like, now it's like I got away with it. It's not like, oh yeah, he had his day in court and was proven to be like innocent. It's
the system didn't do justice.
Yeah, now it's the justice wasn't served.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, nor would it be the last. So, like,
it's like everyone is like sent out dick pics and everyone's like fucking cheated on their person, or like every tattoo artist is like fucked a client at some point. Like, and it's like if you're saying you haven't, like, come on, unless you've been married.
It's definitely part of the culture.
It's like part of the culture. All tattoo artists do it. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? In what world? In what world? That is not the case by any means, and it's absolutely absurd to say such a thing. Majority of tattoo artists would not dream of doing such a thing. They would never, ever, ever send unsolicited dick pics to their clients. Get out of here, you bunch of waste man. I swear to God, like, this is absolute... oh my god, like yes, the tattoo industry does have a problem, and yes, there are predators within the tattoo industry, like I've said 1,000 times, but there is also thousands upon thousands or hundreds of thousands of amazing, decent, kind, caring tattoo artists that wouldn't ever do this. Like, they just would never dream of this. And it's just insane that they're gonna sit there and say, oh, you know, all of them do it. No! Just to blame it on the culture and what have you. Okay, so even if that is the case, why are you not sitting there and trying to make a change? Unless you don't think it's wrong and you think it's okay to act like this. Is that what it is? You think it's okay? You think it's acceptable behaviour? Yeah, after that statement, I was basically out. You know, I was like, what the fuck, I can't deal with these people anymore. Like, it's just so much deflecting and, like, no responsibility taken, nothing, just a bunch of hype men and women. I can't, done, out, I'm gone. Again, I'm stressing this point because I feel like I have to, because I know people in the comment section will be like, oh, he was found innocent, so, you know, blah, blah. Again, I know he was found innocent, whatever, right? But there are a lot of people rightfully pissed about that verdict. I found some people talk about it on Twitter. I myself do have a Twitter, but I don't use it anymore. I think it's still listed in my bio description of my social media, but I put out a tweet ages ago saying I don't use it. But yeah, I kind of went back onto Twitter. I typed in his name just to see what kind of information I could find and what have you. And basically all that come up was people talking about the fact that he was found innocent. It says, friendly reminder that it's fuck Alex Boyko forever. That piece of shit Alex Boyko is active again and going around stalking anyone who's ever told him to jump rope in the past few years. How is this dude still tattooing people? Alex Boyko being found not guilty makes me feel violent in ways I cannot put into words. Alex Boyko is a predator and a rapist. I am ashamed of the Michigan justice system. That piece of shit is guilty and deserves to be thrown in a hole. So yeah, people are still very, very pissed about this whole situation, and I feel like that's rightfully so. But all in all, at the end of the day, it's up to you to form your opinions on whether you feel like Alex Boyko is guilty or innocent. Again, in the eyes of the law, he is innocent. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I know it's been a lot. I just hope that anyone that has had a bad experience with Alex is doing okay now and has had the help and resources that they need. I will leave links down below to helpful resources and what have you in case any of you have been triggered by today's video, you need someone to talk to, and just know that it is never ever your fault. It's never ever your fault if you ever go through anything that you didn't consent to. It is not your fault. I cannot stress that enough. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for being here and watching, and until my next video, bye.